Hello and welcome to another video of mine. Today I'm going to be redrawing Zehir, the name that I've given for the poison god from Esper Queen's series Healer's Quest, because I wasn't quite happy with how it turned out last. This beginning image that you see here is one that I actually drew in real life first, rather than being my usual medium of digital art. I just really liked the expression and thought that it would be fitting for the character, so I used it here. And then I just made some slight adjustments to kind of make things look a bit better and more accurate, and then screwed around trying to figure out how to apply it to the rest of a character. What you see me doing here is putting a rough outline out there and then using a reference of myself for the hand because I couldn't find one for the pose that I quite wanted it to be in. And then I screwed around with this shadow effect a little bit to get a rough idea where things should go before messing with trying to build up the body a bit more. Right here is me going back through and doing some line art after I was happy with how everything looked, and then just making sure that everything looked pretty nice and smooth for the artwork later that I was going to do, and just making some more little adjustments here and there so that everything looks nice. Now's the fun part. I finally started adding color here, and while I initially wasn't quite sure on how I wanted to approach things, I really feel like I did good with the shading here, especially since it just came together so quickly. And don't be alarmed. I know that this may look a little weird since the character doesn't have clothes yet, but just for my own purposes, I like to draw this out to kind of get a better understanding of where to put the folds and wrinkles in the clothes later on, and also just to practice shading. Now we're on to the hair. The little red line that you saw me putting there at the start is just a rough outline of where the hairline should be so that I can make sure that everything looks nice without anything looking like he has bald spots. And then I toyed around with trying to get the hair texture right for a good long while, actually, before deciding that I liked the way that it was going and going through and adding a little more detail here and there. Now is where we actually add the clothes. The blue coloring right now you see in the line work is just an outline for where I wanted things to be before I added in the color like I just did, and kind of going through everything and adding in the littler details like buttons and creases and all that good jazz. Then, of course, the shading. We love shading. Or at least, I do. It's a lot of people's worst enemy. Now I'm working on the jacket. If you saw my previous speed paint for Zahir, then you'd know that he wears a dark green jacket, or at least my design of him does, and it kind of gives off a dark academia style, which I felt was really fitting. And of course, here's one of my favorite little details that kind of just spawned right into existence between me recording little voice clips, is the buttons and the star accents with the chain across the, I forget what they're called, but it's the little parts of the jacket that were open. And here I'm adding in the effect, which is supposed to be poison, but I was told that it looked like crystals, and my sister even said that it looked like that purple Elmer's glue. I don't know. But hey, who am I to judge? Anyways, that aside though, this is the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching, and thanks for staying to the end.